Good evening. Thank you for attending the Superior Health Foundation's 2020 Fall Grants Award Celebration. I'm Jim LaJoy, Executive Director of the Superior Health Foundation. Tonight, we are blessed to recognize pilot project and equipment grant recipients, as well as hear from 5 organizations that will receive fall grants. We're live in a virtual space at the Holiday Inn in Marquette. With COVID-19 and the worldwide pandemic, it was simply too incredibly challenging to have a live in-person event. Yet we, the Superior Health Foundation, felt it was incredibly important for us to hear from our fall grants recipients. In a few minutes, each will share with the viewing audience information about their grants and how the funding will impact their organizations. We thank our Superior Health Foundation Grants Committee, chaired by Dr. Dan Arnold, for doing an amazing job with the selections tonight. And we continually value the vision and the foresight from our UP-wide Board of Directors, led by President Sherry Davey. Before we get into the awards, please join me in sharing some 2020 memories of the Superior Health Foundation. Tonight, the Superior Health Foundation is proud to exceed 2 milestones. 1, we have now surpassed the $2.7 million mark in grants awarded. 2, Number 2, tonight we will award more than $500,000 in grant dollars, our largest amount in one program to date.
This grant will provide the opportunity for the Children's Department of Pathways to establish a play therapy room that will give children 10 years and under the ability to express their emotions and share their lived experiences using their own language through play.
The grant we have been awarded this year will be used towards our many needed technology upgrades to allow our staff to effectively and efficiently do their work so they can continue to provide compassionate care to our patients.
We, as a food bank, alleviate hunger. Our UP Mobile Food Pantry serves the easternmost counties. And our goal for 2020 is to hold 105 distinct mobile food pantries. So we're super happy to be a part of this program again and really thankful and grateful for the Superior Health Foundation.
Every year, the Superior Health Foundation golf outing that we get a chance to participate in is a wonderful opportunity to connect with all the people that are so committed to the health and wellness and improved functioning of people all across the UP. As Great Lakes Recovery Centers, we've been a very fortunate recipient of grant dollars and funding through Superior Health Foundation that has led to a lot of programmatic improvements and increased services. So without their support, a lot of what we do wouldn't be possible.
And I'm very thankful for their support because literally caregivers make the difference in my life between living and existing. Even if you never need a caregiver, chances are someone in your family will. And so if it hasn't affected you yet, the shortage of caregivers, it will affect us all.
It's your last winter in the copper country. Some of you went a walking and singing too. The song was for your unborn child and the name. Oh, the name the road for you.
Prize boxes left, and I wanted to tell you one of my favorite gifts is still in those prize boxes. It is the Hiawatha package.
Yes, we live in interesting times. Yet, the show will go on. It has to. Why? Because the COVID-19 pandemic has accentuated the needs of our health-centered nonprofit friends across the region.
You can't sleep at night, and your path is getting clearer. You can plainly see it's your last winter in the copper country. It's your last winter in the copper country.
Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful year for 2020, and the best is yet to come. Since the spring, the Superior Health Foundation has awarded 2 pilot project grants and 7 equipment fund grants, totaling $15,790. At this time, I'm simply going to read the pilot project and equipment fund recipients. They will also be up on your screen. Pilot project grants, we awarded $3,400 to the Dickinson County Communities That Care in Iron Mountain, $1,000 for youth involvement in the Hope to Help Art Project. Also, Room at the Inn in Marquette, they received $2,400 for best practices and whole person care training for staff. In equipment fund grants, we awarded $12,390. Camp New Day Marquette got $830 for Camp Doc online program, an iPad with case, and hotspots for Camp Health records. Girl Scouts of the Northwestern Great Lakes in Marquette received $2,000 for the Low Ropes Challenge course at Camp Paulo. Gogebic Community College in Ironwood, $2,500 for mannequins for the UP Certified Nurses Aid Academy. Lake Superior Life Care and Hospice in Marquette, $2,500 for telehealth equipment to expand their services. Superior Health Support Systems in Sault Ste. Marie, $2,040 for 4 iPads for their electronic medical record upgrade project. And finally, the Tri-Township Ambulance Authority in Foster City, $2,500 to purchase a compression arm to help with performing CPR. A total of $15,790. Thank you and congratulations to all of these grant recipients. Next are our large grant recipients for the fall 2020. Tonight, the Superior Health Foundation is incredibly proud to award $50,866.80 in large grants to 5 organizations across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Each organization has been asked to say a few words about the impact the grant will have on their organization. So let's begin. The first grant recipient tonight is Partridge Creek Farm. They received a $5,000 grant, and Partridge Creek Farm is a private nonprofit located in downtown Ishpeming and has grown steadily with broad impact within the community by building and growing relationships with local businesses and community-based organizations. One way they did that was by implementing the Farm to School program, a nutritional program in which students can grow food, eat, and share it with others. The funds that we are providing for them will help the organization expand the Farm to School project. And to hear about this project tonight, we're going to hear from Dan and May from Partridge Creek Farms.
Proud to be in this group. I think it's wonderful that you continue to assist all of the people who have a vision and want to help their community, and you have this resource. And it's continuing. I mean, you've been the director for 8 years now, Jim, and the consistency and professionalism of the way that you handle all of us. And I feel very proud to be in this group tonight. Thank you. And so one of the best things that happened at Partridge Creek Farm this year was that May Chupros walked into our board meeting and introduced herself. And she has made it possible for us to aspire to the visions that we're working with right now. And with that, I really want to just defer over to May and let her tell her story.
Thank you, Dan, and hi, everyone. It's really, really, really wonderful to be here with you tonight. I'm really grateful at this opportunity to speak to this community and to be a part of the Superior Health Foundation grant. So thank you so much, Jim and team. So as Dan said, I started with Partridge Creek Farm this spring. I'm actually new to the Upper Peninsula. I moved here in February, right before the pandemic. And I spent the last 12 years as an educator in Chicago. And in 2014 started a nonprofit called Gardeneers, which taught farm to school programming in South and West Sides schools in the city. And so I was grateful to stumble upon Dan Perkins and Partridge Creek Farm when I moved to Ishpeming. It was very serendipitous. And we got started with hit the ground running in 2020. So this year, through some initiatives and some partnerships with NMU, we grew almost 1,600 pounds of food and gave it away during our Farm Fresh Fridays for free to 338 Ishpeming community residents. They had access to free, healthy food, which we're thrilled about. And with the money from the Superior Health Foundation, we will be growing even more food next year and incorporating it even deeper in our Farm to School program. We have a goal of growing 4,000 pounds of food and doubling the impact of people that are connecting with this real fresh food in Ishpeming. To do that, we are going to be expanding our Farm to School program. So we asked for this grant money in order to wash the food and provide that increased amount of food to our community and to our kids through building an outdoor wash pack station and a cooler for the food once it's harvested. We also will be expanding our compost, and we just announced we got access to a 2-acre farm next to Jasper Light and next to the Ishpeming School. So we will be building expanding our program, the Farm to School program, and building a 2-acre farm and creating a curriculum in the schools that will be specifically tailored to our youth, and creating a food education program so they start to love both nutrition and growing their own food. That program also includes an expanded ag tech program in our high school. So in partnership with Marisa and the Career Technical Education, Partridge Creek Farm will be expanding our Farm to School program into the high school, and will be providing our high school students an opportunity to dig into the dirt and grow their own food for their community at that 2-acre farm that we'll be expanding to. So we are super grateful in order to be able to do this with these funds that were provided by the Superior Health Foundation. And it's so wonderful to be here doing this great work together in the community and becoming healthier together. Thank you so much for all your support.
All right, congratulations to Partridge Creek Farms. Our next fall grant recipient tonight is the Baycliff Health Camp, We all know the Baycliff Health Camp is a year-round therapy and wellness center, primarily serving the needs of individuals living with disabilities. During COVID-19, the camp was not able to continue its normal activities and in their dining service. It was forced to separate their table into 5 new locations. The grant committee awarded funding to purchase 10 table and bench sets to help the Baycliff Health Camp provide healthy meals to the campers. Superior Health Foundation awarded $7,289.30, and here to accept the award tonight is Claire Lutkin, the Executive Director of Baycliff Health Camp. Claire?
So thank you, Jim. As you mentioned, Baycliff had to cancel our summer therapy program due to the pandemic this year. And we anticipate that while we're hoping that we are going to be able to look at opportunities for us to gather physically together again, undoubtedly there's going to be some physical or social distancing measures that will still be in place as we look at preparing for 2021. So the purpose of the Satellite Meal Service Initiative was to be proactive in planning an alternative to our current food service, which provides 3 meals a day for 300 people in our big house. And we're pretty packed together. I mean, it's a close, tight community, and we all gather together around the table, a huge part of our tradition and our culture here at Baycliff. And while looking at alternatives to that is not just a logistical challenge, but it really is a therapeutic one. Our summer programming has targeted therapy goals for all 160 of our campers, and they learn not only in their therapy with their therapists, but they learn in real time with others in their cabins and gathered around the dinner table. And so we are looking at an alternative where we can still foster and practice those life skills that are so essential for these children to grow into independent adults. And mealtime, as I mentioned, huge part of who we are in our 87-year history and a huge part of our culture. So the Satellite Meal Service Initiative is going to help us maintain our therapy emphasis while kind of recreating the big house format and experience in smaller groups in these 4 large outdoor screened in areas across our campus. And so by helping to fund this project, the Superior Health Foundation is helping us to remain true to our mission and to our tradition while really prioritizing the safety of our staff and our children. And so to everyone at Baycliff, thank you, Jim LaJoy. Thank you, Superior Health Foundation. We are so incredibly grateful for your continued support, and it makes such a difference in the lives of children and families and those that are living with a disability. And so thank you so much for helping us to maintain those traditions and those opportunities. You guys are great. And May, thank you. Welcome to the UP.
Thank you, Claire. What a wonderful program. Awesome. We just love Baycliff and we love to support Baycliff. Our third fall grant recipient tonight is Catch Global. The Catch My Breath is a world's first and only evidence-based, peer-reviewed youth initiative vaping prevention program. In response to local concerns about the incidence of youth vaping in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, Catch My Breath plans to partner and collaborate with educators across the region to implement the Catch My Breath program in the 2020-21 school year. Superior Health Foundation proudly awarded this organization $10,000, and to accept that award tonight is Sarah Andrews, Director of Development for Catch Global. Sarah?
All right, thank you so much, Jim. Thanks for having me here tonight. I might be one of the only recipients calling in from another state. I'm actually down in Austin, Texas, where Catch Global is headquartered. But while we're headquartered here, we are a national organization and we work with schools all across the US to provide both health education materials and vaping prevention materials and resources. And so tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Catch My Breath program. As Jim mentioned, it is the nation's only evidence-based and peer-reviewed youth nicotine vaping prevention program. It was developed for youth in grades 5 through 12 by our partners and researchers at the University of Texas School of Public Health back in 2016. And then earlier this year, Catch My Breath did receive its evidence base after studies showed that the program does reduce experimentation with vaping by youth by up to 45% of youth who complete the program. This spring, we also celebrated a milestone of now being able to reach over 1 million youth annually with the Catch My Breath program, which is so important because, as we all likely know, vaping rates do continue to grow across our nation, and we continue to see vaping impact youth in very negative ways. At Catch My Breath, we have seen the demand and the need for our program grow exponentially over the years and even throughout 2020, even with the COVID-related school closures. So currently the core Catch My Breath program is available for free. Any teacher, administrator, parent, or individual who wanted to engage with youth around the issue of vaping prevention can simply go on our website, create an account, and then download the core curriculum. You can also access several other free resources that we have available, like community presentations and parent presentations. But while this curriculum is available for free, we do also provide implementation trainings and train the trainer trainings to educators who want to take the program a little bit further and who want guidance on best practices for implementing the program with fidelity. So the Catch My Breath curriculum, it consists of 4 lessons total. And these lessons do need to be completed in a certain sequence, and they also have a lot of peer-to-peer learning components. So we often find that educators just want some additional guidance, some additional resources to help them navigate the program with confidence. So with the Fall Grant Award from Superior Health Foundation, we are thrilled to be able to bring the Catch My Breath program to schools across the Upper Peninsula. This will be the first time that Catch My Breath will be working with schools in the Upper Peninsula, and we're excited to be able to help respond to the region's need for vaping prevention education. As we were working on our application for this grant over the summer, we connected with many schools and school districts across the UP, and we're, talking to superintendents and principals and other school officials who say that, yes, vaping is a big issue at their school campus and that they feel like Catch My Breath could be providing a real service to their students. So with this funding, we are going to be able to provide implementation trainings, booster trainings, and school materials to about 27 schools across the Upper Peninsula. And then we're also going to be able to provide train the trainer trainings to 4 educators throughout the UP who would like to deepen their involvement with the program. And a train the trainer training will enable an educator to then go out and continue to train other educators in their region. So it's very important, we think, to establish these trainings in different areas across the country so that the region is really set up for sustainability and success for the long term. So that is what we will be using our grant funding for. And while tonight's ceremony is really to kick the projects off and announce these awards, I am excited to say that we have already started our work. We're working with our partners at Maresa to recruit local schools. We already have several signed up for the trainings, and so we'll begin those implementation trainings this fall and then work to provide the booster trainings and the train the trainer training sessions next spring. So I just want to say thank you so much for having us here tonight. Thank you so much for your support of Catch My Breath, and we're very excited to be working with you over the next school year.
Thank you, Sarah. Wow, wonderful program, and it's really much needed in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So thank you for offering that. We're really happy to support that. Our 4th fall grant recipient tonight is Trace Holistic. Trace Holistic is a grassroots developing nonprofit created to address the needs of sexual abuse victims in rural areas of the Upper Peninsula. Trace Holistic was initiated by 3 nurses, one certified as a sexual assault nurse examiner, and 2 who sought out SANE training to expand available services. The grant funding will be used to start community-based forensics exams for sexual abuse victims. Superior Health Foundation believes this will be the start to address an issue in the Upper Peninsula which needs a lot more funding. Superior Health Foundation is proud to present a grant award of $10,606.90 to Trace Holistic. And to accept the award tonight is Melissa Copenhager with Trace Holistic. Melissa?
Oh, my apologies. Sorry about that. So on behalf of the Trace Holistic Board, I would like to thank the Superior Health Foundation for this grant to help us address the issue of sexual assault. If many of the other grant recipients have talked about services for children, and unfortunately this also falls into the realm of services for children that are often overlooked in our rural areas. In rural communities, it is estimated that during their lifetime, 30% of individuals experience a sexual assault. And for example, in the FBI data in Marquette County has suggested that the sexual assault rate of 89 per 100,000 for the data collection period of 2007 to 2011. The national rate for the same time frame was 30 per 100,000, which is much lower. Rural law enforcement also report a lack of evidence as a common problem in sexual assault cases. At present, the only option for survivors of sexual assault or abuse to receive a forensic exam in the UP is to present at the emergency room, where a trained sexual assault nurse may or may not be available to complete the exam. As you mentioned, the Trace Holistic was started by 3 SANE trained nurses. Sexual assault nurses or SANE nurses are registered nurses who have completed specialized education and clinical preparation in the medical forensic care of a patient who has experienced sexual assault or abuse. During COVID-19, healthcare officials have noted that clients are less likely to seek care for general health care, and we're also seeing less clients presenting for emergency departments for sexual assault exams. In addition, in our local communities of Marquette County, the UP Health Systems Marquette and Bell each only have 1 or 2 nurses who have been trained to provide exams. This suggests that there are likely many times when a client might seek sexual assault exams and a SANE trained nurse will not be available. Using the Superior Health Foundation Fall Grant, Trace Holistic plans to begin offering the sexual exams in a community-based setting with trained SANE nurses to decrease the barriers and survivors face in seeking services. Once again, thank you for your financial support.
Thank you, Melissa, and thank you, Trace Holistic, for really providing an invaluable service to those folks in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Very, very proud to support this program. Our final grant recipient tonight is Feeding America West Michigan, our good friends down in Grand Rapids. Feeding America West Michigan is a food bank that serves the western half of Michigan's Lower Peninsula and the entirety of the Upper Peninsula, 40 counties in all. The food bank's mission is to gather and distribute food to relieve hunger and increase food security in West Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. It accomplishes by providing food to its partner agencies, which then directly serve their communities. They hope to provide food pantries to the 6 most western counties in the Upper Peninsula with this grant funding. The funds from this grant will be used to stock the food trucks this organization provides to the 6 most western counties in the Upper Peninsula. Superior Health Foundation is proud to present a grant award of $18,000 to Feeding America West Michigan, and to accept the grant tonight is our good friend Patty Jean McCahill, Developing and Marketing Court Director. Patty Jean?
Hi, everyone. I'm Patty Jean McCahill, and thank you so much, Jim and the Superior Health Foundation Board, for your continued support. You guys have been a huge supporter of the food bank for the past 3 years, and we're just so grateful. So food insecurity in the Upper Peninsula is a serious concern. We've got about 12.4% of the population is food insecure, meaning they don't have reliable access to food to live an active and healthy life. And what we're doing with these funds is basically bringing in what we call a mobile food pantry. And a mobile pantry is a farmer's market on wheels. We bring in about 15,000 pounds of food, and it's predominantly fresh produce, protein, and dairy, and some dried goods. In each truck, each 15,000 pound truck serves about 300 families. So in 2020, we estimate that we're going to do 106 mobile food pantries in the UP and serve about 1.6 million meals. And that's about 32,200 households served for the year. And as Jim had said, this grant will support 6 mobiles in the UP and will serve about 1,900 families in total. So we're just super grateful and look forward to serving those people who are experiencing food insecurity in the UP.
All right, thank you, Patty Jean. Terrific program. We have supported Feeding America West Michigan a number of times, and we understand the just direness of the food insecurities across the Upper Peninsula, and we're so thankful to have an organization committed to fulfilling those needs. You know, before we close tonight, I'd like to thank the Special Events Committee for all the work that they did in helping put this together. I particularly want to thank Laura, our foundation accountant and database grant coordinator, for helping me assemble info on tonight's grant winners. I want to thank Tony Barris from La Dolce Video, who is the air traffic controller, putting this together again tonight, and he does an incredible job of making sure we pull this off. I want to thank 44 North, who has been in our corner and has been the sponsor of both our spring and fall grants awards. We thank Vince Rose and the folks at 44 North for their incredible support. And let me end with this. You know, we too at Superior Health Foundation feel the pain and anguish that many of your organizations are feeling. It's real. You know, the pandemic has had far-reaching consequences on many nonprofits and their staffs. Just know that you're not alone. You're not alone in this. And if the Superior Health Foundation can help you, your staff, in any way, please reach out to us. We're there to help you. We're in this together, every step of the way. Be safe, be well, and good night. Thank you so much.